What's up, guys? Dan here, back at you with a follow-up to the video we did a couple days ago that went over the 5 things that are important when trying to grow bigger, badder muscles. Now, we're going to cover in this video 2 of them because they're very, very intertwined. And that's going to be time under tension, and then your muscle damage, muscle fatigue, whatever you want to call it. Whatever happens in your muscles that creates those little tears that makes them grow bigger and badder, right? That's what we're looking for. So these 2 things, very intertwined. You need to have enough time under tension with enough load to create that muscle damage effect. Most common knowledge, you've heard probably for years and years and years, it's still true, it worked 30 years ago, still works now, is that 8 to 12 range is, research shown wise, the most effective rep range if you're just doing constant like 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, just like good controlled reps. That 8 to 12 rep range is a sweet spot. Now, it is not the only way to build muscle. You can do heavy triples and build some muscle size. It's focused more on the strength side, but it will still get you bigger muscles. But you tuned in because you are looking for the most efficient ways. You want to know the best time under tension moment. You want to know the right number of seconds. You want to know the right ways to mess with it and do it. And that is what we are here for, okay? So there are lots of ways to do this. My personal phase, of course, the old faithful 3 sets of 10. It just works. It works. It's not fancy. Everyone knows how to do it. You don't need a stopwatch to do it. It works. Now, one of my other favorite ways to do it. There's really 2 that are hugely helpful that I've seen work with the folks that I've been working with and have worked with me over the last year or so. That would be using eccentrics. So as you're doing a bench press, we were going to 5-second eccentric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pop. Okay, so slow on the way down. Creates pretty good amount of muscle damage. This could be in the form of if you're by yourself and doing it under load and then being able to press up by yourself, or it could be in the form of a negative where it's more weight than you can actually press and you're just lowering it down nice and slow, okay? The second way is isometric holds. There's some cool ways I like doing the isometric holds where I think it does better. I think a big mistake people do with isometrics is they hold in the bottom position of a squat. If you're a good squatter and you're down below parallel, that's almost the rest position. Like your upper back has to stay tight, but it's not really that demanding. But holds at the stick points of your lifts make a big difference. They recruit a lot of muscle, right? So that is another way to do it. And a final way to do it, for me, is efficiently working the muscle with something like bands or chains, which I know what you're thinking, oh, that's for speed work, that's for strength. That's true, but it does a damn good job of when your bench press gets easier right here, that's when the weight comes on it and it gets harder. So time under tension is a little screwy there because time under tension with static weight is very different than time under tension with accommodating resistance. So those are some things I would say play with and experiment on your own. I am working on some programming and some specifics that work for that, so stay tuned for that. But until then, try your 8 to 12 rep range. Try playing some isometrics and stick points. Try throwing some bands and chains on those sets of 8. And try doing some holds at your stick points, okay? Now, as always, check out the link for Insane Labs, my personal favorite supplements. I've used them for a while now, even before I started peddling them to y'all. Click that link, use code PATIENT25 for 25% off your whole order. And also check out my Instagram there. Instagram and YouTube are totally different content. I don't mix and match and repeat stuff. So if you're not checking out my Instagram, you're missing out some content. If you're on my Instagram, you don't check out here regularly, you're missing out on some deep content. We get a little deeper and a little longer in here. Hope that was helpful for you two guys. Make sure you comment below. Any questions you guys throw at me, I'm gonna elaborate on, I'm gonna do a video on. So help me by providing you great content, by giving you the content you want. I'll talk to you guys later, where we will be covering on our next video, sleep and why that is important.